Coming up in Tuesday's edition of The Plate is Tuesday, April 23rd. I'm Dave Morris, and we take a look at some of the key pieces of legislation being discussed at the Capitol. We'll find out about those dramatic temperature swings, and we'll take a look at some of the delicious culinary fare around the city. But first, I'm joined by Nick Tragakis from the Oklahoman's newsroom. Thanks so much for your time today.
Sure.
So look ahead to some of the stories you'll see in tomorrow's editions of the Oklahoman, including this one. State Corrections Department Director Justin Jones in some trouble with the governor. Governor Mary Fallin is demanding that Jones explain why his agency had been urgently requesting supplemental funds when it had millions of dollars stashed in 3 agency revolving accounts. It's a story our Randy Ellis is working on. And Nick, what's the latest with this story?
Well, the governor wrote a strongly worded letter regarding this matter, questioning what is going on with the bookkeeping at the Corrections Department. They had asked for an additional $6.4 million in supplemental money, saying they needed to bridge some gaps in their budget. Turns out they have $22 million extra. That is just on hand in revolving funds. And the governor is sort of calling the Corrections Department on the carpet to figure out what's going on there. What Randy Ellis will be reporting in tomorrow's paper essentially is that they've kind of always had that money on hand, and so the director thought, well, this is just the way we operate here, and we'll kind of keep that. There'll be a meeting Thursday of the Corrections Department where I'm sure this will come up and maybe find some resolution.
It's a story we'll be following all week then. Also, one of the big stories in Oklahoma is always the weather. It was 75 degrees yesterday. Overnight, I'm hearing hail on my house. I thought the place was going to fall apart. Some dramatic weather swings. What are experts saying about that?
Well, this has been obviously an unusually cold spring season. We have heard from weather stations reporting around the state, at least 15 different places had temperatures below zero today, below freezing today. It's just kind of the latest in a string of severe swings that we've had in weather. We're expecting that by the end of the day, we'll probably see several records for this day for low temperatures. And we're facing a warm up here in the next couple days, but of course it'll be tempered by more storms. Just the way it is this year in Oklahoma, I guess.
It seems that way. Tornadoes, earthquakes, you never know what you're going to get. Also, one other story from the Oklahoman's Michael McNutt. State leaders have reached an agreement on 3 key pieces of legislation currently being discussed in the State House and Senate. And Nick, what are those measures, and will they be approved by the end of the session?
It's looking like there's a lot of momentum for these measures, and they are 3 of the bigger ones that have been in front of the legislators this year. You have workers' comp reform, you have the state income tax, and you have efforts to repair the Capitol. Maybe the one that'll be of concern to the most people is the income tax. An agreement between the governor, the leader of the House, and the leader of the Senate was struck today to hopefully get legislation passed that would see our income tax level go from 5.25 down to 5% for January 1, 2015. If state budget is good, it would go down again the next year to 4.85 in 2016. So that would be good, obviously, for people who might want to take home a little bit extra on their paycheck. Another contentious issue was the workers' comp reform to change that from a judicial system like it is now to an administrative system. That's gaining momentum, although it's a very complex thing, and we'll be getting into the ins and outs of that in the paper tomorrow. And then the Capitol repair, that's one of the reasons why they're trying to put back the income tax decrease until possibly 2015 to free up some more money in the interim to fix the crumbling facade of the Capitol.
Oklahoman's Michael McNutt all over that, and of course Tim Money was out there as well, so we'll have video and stories in the Oklahoman and on newsok.com. We mentioned the weather and the weather swings, and of course if it's rain in April, it must be the Festival of the Arts. Opening day was today. Angie Bress, Tim Money were out there along with some other reporters. You can see those stories and videos online at newsok.com. And the guy we're mostly jealous of, I believe, is Dave Cathy, our own food dude, taking a look at the menu.
And Dave was out there and said that if you were a fan of the food at the Arts Festival, today would have been your day to go on opening day.
Straight to the front of the line.
With the weather, people were maybe a little hesitant to get out there, and there were no lines for the strawberries Newport and Indian tacos and all the other favorites that people have there.
Something to look forward to every year. He'll take us on a culinary tour as well, the Chesapeake Energy Arena, to sample some of those dishes that will be available during the NBA playoffs. Lot to read, lots to watch. You can find all this in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com.